You can't want, Chris Cyborg and all these other fights. And I know there's people out there, they're gonna say what they say, man. But hey, if we calling out the fellas, we gotta call everybody out, man. You can't be talking about putting hands on people, you being able to beat Keith Thurman, and now you don't want to smoke with fucking Alicia Bumgarner. Can we say that? Or is that too scary for some of y'all out there? She could put hands on Rolly when she see him, but we scared to tell her to fight Alicia Bumgarner. Is that too scary for y'all? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. And I hope that Alicia Bumgarner continue to keep her foot on the gas. All gas, no fucking brake lights. Because this is what we want. You see how we talking about, we wish we could get Boots. We wish we could get Crawford. And we got one fighter campaigning, one fighter kind of like, well, we got the same situation right here. So let Bumgarner continue to campaign and beat that drum until somebody answers, man. And hopefully, like I said, Shields is not looking at the Marshall rematch. She'll give Franchon Cruz that and challenge herself and allow Bumgarner to come up 2 divisions, right? We was okay when Serrano did it against Taylor. Come on, man. You got people. You can't pick these scenarios for these fighters because you feel a certain way about them, emotionally, personally, man. Not if you love boxing, not if you love the entire fight game. Come on now.
Mm. Hopefully, to sit down with Shaquille O'Neal, like I said, helps that fight move along because right now, like neither one of them have anything. So I don't know. Give me a sec here.
While you doing
Michael
that,
Zafara, what's going on?
How are you, brother? Good?
All right, yes sir, man. So you've been in position, man, with the WBA for quite some time. But first and foremost, Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year, my man. It's all going well on my end. Like you said, it's been a bit of ups and downs with this WBA world title, but we're slowly getting to a close now, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm happy.
So what closure have you gotten from the WBA? Because yeah, you've been in position for quite some time.
So I just got back from the WBA convention, which obviously I sat down with Gilberto and Julio, and I was promised. He's a man of his word, he said, and he promises to send through the letter that enough's enough. That Lara, I've been mandatory for over a year now. When I gave the green light for Garcia and Lara to fight back then, and the fight never came alive. So for me, like I said, enough's enough, and I need that fight now. It's been over 12 months. I've been inactive for over 12 months, and I need to bring back that world title to Melbourne, Australia. And Gilberto and Julio have promised that will happen, and I'm waiting on the official WBA letter that headlines that.
Okay, so you still need that letter, and then does it have to then be ordered, or do you get that letter and it comes with a 30-day, 90-day must negotiate period?
Correct. There's 90 days, so he has 90 days to make the fight happen. If not, the belt, he'll be stripped, and it'll come straight to me. And I think number 2 is Elijah Garcia. So I think me and Elijah Garcia will get it on. But for me,
Whoa.
like I said, stands in front of me is just a man with 2 arms and a head and bleeds red. So for me, I want that belt. It doesn't matter who's in front.
Wait, so you said if he doesn't want it, he gets stripped, and it's you and Garcia for the vacant?
Correct. Elijah Garcia, not Danny though.
No,
For the
I know. Elijah he's a buzzsaw, very young too, man. He destroyed Vidal. He looked really good versus Resendez. Yeah, that's man, he's super young too. Isn't he only 19?
well, yeah, I think he's like 2021, but
20.
he's
Oh, he
yeah,
just turned 20.
Yep.
he's sitting at number 2. He's comfortably behind me, and he's in a good spot. And I'm a man. Win, lose or draw. I'll put if whoever's my mandatory at the time, I'll fight. This Lara has been 2 years.
Now, is that a situation where the fight has to go to purse bid, or are you contracted to PBC? Are they the ones that are going to host that fight? Are you taking that fight back to Australia? What's the status with the television and the network or the promoter of that fight?
Well, Lara signed a PBC, and at the time where I had a contract with the Danny Garcia and Lara fight, I was a part of PBC, but now that contract obviously voided, and I'm a free agent. I'd love to have it in Australia. I've had a few promoters reach out to me, some big ones, but like I said, I haven't officially signed with anybody. So if anyone's keen for that fight, it will go to a purse bid, I assume. Um, but Australia is where it's at. I'd love to bring Lara down here and fight in a huge stadium down here, like where Cambosa's fought Haney, or on an undercard to Cambosa's Loma if that fight happens. There's huge opportunities.
What is your background? Did you have what is your amateur background?
I didn't really have much of an amateur career, to be honest. For me, I didn't like the headgear. I didn't like trophies. I truly believe you can't pay bills with trophies. And at 18, I said I want to turn professional and test the waters. I want to fight the best. And I cleaned out my backyard in Australia. Me down here, there's not really much left for me down here besides Tsyzu'S, which me and him are the biggest rivals down here in Australia. But for me, I wanted to fight the best, and that was to come overseas where it's at, America, England, and all the big countries over there and fight.
Why? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, why hasn't the government put the money up for you? We see that they did for Horn and for Zoo and now for Cambosis. You've had some big opportunities, and I remember you from fighting Peter Quillen almost, I don't know how many years ago, right? And now you have this opportunity where it gives the government an opportunity to back you. Why do you think that hasn't happened yet?
They truly will back me. I believe that. It's just I haven't come back with them with the official document of saying that Lara Zerafa for the world title. If I can get that on a piece of paper, which I believe I will, I've got the government backing. They love boxing down here. It's getting bigger. I just truly believe Australia is not where boxing's at. You want to make a name, it's overseas in the US or in England. With a match room or a top rank or a PBC or a golden boy. I don't believe anyone in Australia down here can match those guys. And if I can get signed to those guys and get the fight here, which I think Top Rank will do the Lomachenko Cambosis fight if it happens. Being on an undercard of that for a world title would be huge.
What's the timeline on this letter? Because the convention took place obviously in December. That's came and gone. How long are you waiting before you have your lawyers contact the WBA?
Well, the lawyers they've already been assigned, and they know that they've been contacted, and there's back and forth letters. But like I said, I was speaking to Julio and Gilberto, and the green light's there. I'm just waiting for the official letter to come through, which you should be any day now.
I got my co-host Amin, you got any questions for Michael?
Yeah, real quick. You talked about boxing in Australia. I'm particularly into women's boxing. So Sky Nicholson, right? Talk about your compatriot. She had to leave. Ebony Bridges, she also had to get up out of there. Um, is it other sports that maybe take precedent over boxing, or why do you think? I mean, but you've had like we mentioned Horn, and you got Tim Zoo. Um, why do you think I guess boxing still hasn't caught on to that global status, or you know what I'm saying, down in Australia? What's the holdup?
Yeah, I just feel like they don't show as much love down here. Like, I fought Jeff Horn, I beat Jeff Horn, and that was straight after he fought Manny Pacquiao, and there's just not that many eyes on the sport down here, and like you mentioned, the few people that in the women's boxing, everyone has to get up and go over there, and even when you do make it big down here, you have to beat an American, or you had to have beaten someone massive that's over there, and I just feel like you've wasted your time. Like, I've been here, I've fought everyone. I'm Australia's number one. In the middleweight division. But again, you don't get the love or the recognition you deserve. You got to do that overseas, and I truly believe that's in America. But again, I've been there. I fought Cal Brook. I fell short in England, and Peter Quillen, obviously when I was 21 years old, which probably shouldn't have taken that fight. But again, I'll fight anybody. Unlike Lara, who's taking his time partying and horsing around. There's guys out here that need to fight and want to fight, and he's holding that up. But again, Australia, I don't know. It's just not where it's at.
But do you have an Anthony Mundine on your resume?
Yeah, he knocked him out in one.
See, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what I'm. And if I could rattle off Anthony Mundine, then that shows I've been paying attention. But that also shows just how hard you've been working, champ. So hopefully Lara and them, they stop playing around with that paperwork and let you get your opportunity.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, it's just been way too long. I've been out of the ring for 13 months now, and it's different if I had an injury or there was something wrong. But I've just been in the gym twice a day. I'm off to my second session soon to smash it out. And these guys are on Instagram posting rap videos and doing shots with their mates, and we got guys here, ready to fight. It's a joke, and hopefully the boxing, can see that, and the WBA obviously have seen that, and things will get taken care of.
Do you think they're just trying to see, can they wait you out? I mean, we've seen that with PBC. Their fighters are fighting one time a year, 14 months, every 14 months. Look, Earl didn't look the best, and they blaming that on inactivity. Do you think they just want to keep you out of the ring long enough to where you're not your best?
Yeah, look, they probably have their little tricks that they do, but when you got a guy like,
Ooh, we got a phone call. We're live with Michael Safada. Remember, if you're a Patreon or a member, you can ask him a question. You're really going to have to go deep. What up, Michael? You back? Michael? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. All right. Well, we'll get him back on in just a bit. Did you like how I just sprung that up on you?
Yeah.
I know you watch boxing for real. You're not a fake fan, so it was nothing to you.
Nah, but listen, Zerafa, he's been around for a little while.
For a minute, yo. Remember they used to call him a strummer? I'm gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I was going.
we're back. We're back.
Mike, so what was that question I asked him? Not the one I said I'm gonna bring up, before he dropped off.
You asking about?
Well, it doesn't matter. I wanted to go in the direction of Johnny Beck, who has 2 belts. Did you consider maybe a top rank thing where they can give you that back, and so you can get that fight? And there's a unification on the horizon.
100%. I've got my team working. I'm working closely with Rach Daener and Nonito Daener, and if Top Rank is where it's at, like I beat Lara, I get the WBA world title, and he holds the other 2. May the best man win.
Wait, is Rachel your advisor?
Yeah. Rach is,
Okay.
I've known her for a while. She's helping me out with Nonito, and they're great people. And obviously Nonito's the king of the division, and he's the man.
For sure, for sure. So, Michael, I remember, and this is no disrespect here. We know you've beaten some great fighters at this point, but I remember when we first got hip to you, Peter Quillen and you and Peter Quillen had an exchange where, he made some accusations. Were those ever true?
Nah, are we talking about the stripper?
Yeah.
Nah, so we that was actually funny. Me and Peter Quillen actually had a laugh about that because we posted a photo, and obviously I was young and tanned and looking pretty sharp, and everyone coming and they're like, "Man, you look like you're fighting a stripper," and we just laughed at it. We all went along with it, and before you know it, one of the media pages grabbed it and said, "Yeah, Michael Zerafa, the stripper, ready to make a career change," and we just rolled with it. We just rolled with it. I mean, I took it as a compliment, but no, I've never stripped a day in my life, and I'm not planning on it either. I don't think I got the hit for it.
So
Listen,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying this 13-month layoff, man. You may need to reconsider your trade, man.
I might have to start career changes, see if I can get on a pole or something.
So, champ, what are your thoughts on Johnny Beck? Do you think he's the goods, or he just hasn't fought anybody with a pulse?
No, look, he's great. He's a good fighter, but watching him, he does a lot of bad things. His defense isn't that great. He relies on his power a lot. He walks forward as a southpaw. He's tricky, but when he has him hurt, he gets pretty reckless. His hands are pretty low and his chin's very high. I feel like somebody with a great timing, which I believe I have. and I got power. People underestimate me. They don't see me. Out of my 32 wins, I've knocked out 21 of them. So people underestimate my power, and that's a fight I'd love to have. I want to fight the best. I'm 31 years old. I want to fight the best.
Real quick, what if Matchroom? Eddie Hearn, he's got a history of working with UK guys, Stevie Sparks in the UK, right? Um, what if they offered you something along the lines of like an Ammo Williams, maybe a Felix Cash over there on Matchroom, get you over to the UK, get you some visibility? Uh, would that be something that would you'd be interested in entertaining?
Yeah, 100%. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Or if there's a world title on the line, or some fight that's going to elevate me to a world title, yeah, 100%. Like I said, win, lose or draw. I think fighters, they try to hide behind their resumes too much. At 21 years old, I was fighting Peter Quillen, the biggest puncher in the division. Like people want to be a fighter until it's time to get in the ring, and everyone's hiding behind his perfect, his undefeated record. And I feel like there's no growth behind that, man. Like for me, if I train hard and whoever's in front of me, I'll go out there and try to put on a show for the fight fans and try to be me and just enjoy it. I've been over there before, and Eddie Hearn took a real liking to me. Obviously, when I fought Cal Brook, I took Cal Brook 12 rounds, and I got fans over there too. So for me, if a fight makes dollars and it makes sense.
Michael, why couldn't you have gotten a stay busy fight in your own hometown? You stood out the entire 2023. Would that have taken you out the rankings, ruined your status? Why not stay busy?
Well, I'm going to throw PBC straight under the bus here because they locked me in the contract. They said the Garcia Lara fight, and you're going to be on the undercard, and you can't fight anywhere else. And then that fight didn't end up happening, so I couldn't be on the card. They basically said wherever Lara Garcia back then was going to happen was where I was going to be on the card. And
What the fuck?
we were
So
just
you
waiting
just
out
had
for.
an open-ended contract with no date, no venue?
Correct. They just said
What the fuck?
we're waiting. We're waiting for the official date, and it just kept getting pushed from June to July to August to and it was always next month. I promised. Yep,
Tell
4 or 5 weeks.
me they at least gave you step-aside money.
This is it gets even better. I haven't received anything. I haven't received
Lord
anything,
have mercy. Thank you, Al Heyman.
yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
we're gonna have a good long talk when we're face to face. But I got a sick sister as well, and she's going through cancer, and there's a lot of things on my end that were pretty bad, and I'm trying to tell these guys that I can't be put on the sidelines. I've committed to this, and I've earned my spot, and you just put me waiting. And Lara, like I said, he's going to cop it when it comes fight time.
So contractually, you were supposed to be paid step-aside money for allowing Laura and Danny to happen, which never happened, so they didn't have to pay you?
Well, the fight never happened. Correct. Yeah.
Holy shit. But how don't you get an advance on some of that money? They're making you not do something so they can do something without a date and a venue.
If you guys can get an answer, I'll be wrapped. I got no idea.
Fucking hell.
Empty promises and tried to do the right thing. I got my win. I had my mandatory position, and I was sitting there, and and they said to me, "Look, we want to do this fight with Lara Garcia because we had this date prior to you becoming a mandatory." And I said, "Look, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here ruin anyone's party. You guys do what you got to do, and I want to be involved in the undercard of that and fight, and obviously have contractually that I want to be fighting obviously the winner." And the fight never took place, and now it's been over a year, and they're still trying to say, "Oh yeah, Garcia Lara, man, that's done." I'm telling you, it's done.
Jesus. Yeah, you have to move on. You can't keep waiting. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I said to Lara, like Lara's posting up videos of him.
but now the contract is for sure null and void.
Now I'm void. It's done now. Yep, 100%. And that's what I mean. You got Lara now, posting videos of him doing the cha-cha at the local carnival, doing shots. Garcia doing rap videos for 2024, 2025. Man, enough's enough.
Damn. Do you see this having to go to purse bid? You think they'll play hardball or they'll just vacate the title?
We got good backing down here in Australia. Like I said, if they want to go purse bid, so be it. I've got Stan Sports that are keen to jump on board and keen to bring it down to Australia, and they're more than happy to pay what they're willing to pay. So it's a big network down here. If they want to go to a purse bid, if they want to play hardball, so be it. But like I said, for me, I just need that fight. It's not even about I want that fight anymore. It's I need that fight now. He's taken the piss. They've pushed past the friendship barrier now, and yeah, enough's enough.
I don't want to say is the dream fight, but because it's a domestic fight, is getting that world title and offering Tszyu that fight to move up to be a two-time champ, domestic fight, you versus the son of the legend, is that the end goal, or that's just something that if it happens, it happens?
Nah, that's the goal. I got hardly done by earlier in my career. Obviously, me and Tsyzu'S were meant to fight with the biggest names in Australian boxing down here, and the fight never took place. I had to wear all the heat on that, which is it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, and that's the fight for boxing in Australia. And I believe if I have a world title, he has a world title. It'll be a massive world title fight. And he thinks he beats me. I think he beats. I think I think I can beat him. He thinks he can beat me. And there's only one way to settle that, and that's by fighting. So, um, may the best man win when the time comes. I think it's going to be huge.
There's talks that he's already in negotiations with Oscar and Virgil Ortiz. Do you think it happens, and who do you see winning?
Look, I think Tim Tszyu is very protected. He's got that last name. He's very protected. That Tszyu legacy name
Whoa,
is.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Come on, Michael. This guy's fought some killers. You, you,
Yeah,
you,
but
you don't let. I mean, I don't know. Brian Castano. I mean, not Brian Castano. Mendoza, Harrison. I mean, even Terrell Gachet. Maybe killer is a stretch, but those are durable, good names. One is a former world champ. I mean, who do you think he was protected from?
no, just like in his earlier career, as he was getting
Okay.
up there, he's, and I've said in previous, obviously other interviews, I said he's doing well. Everyone he's putting in front of you. You can't knock somebody that's beating everyone that's, put in front of him. But, that Tszyu last name, I feel like if it was any other different last name, things would be different. He wouldn't be getting these opportunities that he has earlier in his career.
I would love to see that fight, man. I hope that you're able to get your WBA opportunity, and this way you can entice that big, domestic fight. I do have one question coming from the people here. Ruin the 504 says, is there any point in facing Isaac Hardman again?
I've already beaten him, man, and it was I was in first gear. He talked a big game. Credit to him. He come out there and stepped in the ring, but he reckons it went 2 rounds, and 2 rounds of 6 minutes. So I dusted him in 4 minutes. So for me, if it was a close fight, it was 12 rounds. And I got the split decision. Sure, let's run it back, but man, you're not even the best middleweight in your gym. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
for me, there's not much. He's got nothing for me to offer. What does he offer me? He offers me nothing. There's no belt, no financial, paycheck. There's nothing. It was easy work, really.
What's your thoughts on Kambosos?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kambosos. Me and Georgie talk. He's George Kambosos, Opatea. These guys are running the sport down here for us. Tim Tszyu, obviously, myself, soon to be, once I beat Lara. Yeah, look, Kambosos is doing great things. And I think, people, if the Lomachenko fight happens, I think everyone's ruling him out. He's a ballsy dude, man, and he just keeps walking forward. And, I think Lomachenko's got the ability and he's an absolute king in the ring. But I think that toughness is going to be a lot harder. I think he's going to shock a lot of people again.
Completely off topic. Tio and Terrence are having their Twitter fights. Do you think Tio can move up to 47 and challenge Terrence Bud Crawford? Remember, he beat Loma first, then he moved up and beat Teller first. Those are two lineal champs. What's your thoughts?
I don't think he can beat Crawford. I think Crawford won't be beaten for a very long time. He's just a phenomenal athlete. Anything he does, and even when he's shooting hoops, he's just everything he does. He's just naturally gifted, you know, and even in the ring, he's just a beast. And I can't see anyone beating him for a very long time.
Well, Michael, those are all our questions, man. If you can, give out your social media and obviously keep us informed. We would love to get you back as soon as you know a little bit more. Hopefully, the minute you get that letter in hand, we can do a show saying you're a free agent, you got a letter in hand, and the government is about to back you.
100%. Well, I've got all the backing. You know, I'm looking for that. Promoters, I've reached out. You know, we're super keen. Let's talk more. For all those that have showed their love and support, I appreciate it. And we'll be hearing and the new very, very soon. I promise you. I'll be knocking Lara out. I'm taking back that world title back to Melbourne. And you know, jump on social media, Michael Zerafa, and show some love. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Zerafa, the #1 in the WBA, #1 to Laura. Promised step-aside money for allowing Danny to fight Laura and never giving a red cent. Shout out C-Dub. Shout out C-Dub and his peoples, man. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I mean, you got any last thoughts? I don't know if you want to stick around for the callers. I know you're a busy man, but if you want to close it out, give your final thoughts, let them know where they can find you on the weekend, and let them know how to catch that Sharetta Metcalf interview. I was trying to get that one myself for like a fucking month, man, but it ain't happened.
Yo, man, because see, this is the thing. I said it once, I said it before. I am the foremost authority on women's boxing. That's just how it goes. So salute to Sharetta Metcalf. She joined me on the championship rounds. That episode is on YouTube now. Be sure to check it out. Also, be sure to check me out on Instagram, King Amin of Essex 1, King Amin of Essex 1 on Twitter.
YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.